Right to the say suggestion via a channel member, guys. The name of the video is Why No Country on Earth Could Survive Invading the United States of America. I believe it. I'm going to be honest here. I believe it completely. This is coming from the channel The Battle Scope. Guys, let's check it out.
Picture every country as a medieval castle,
Okay.
complete with towering walls, secret traps, and all sorts of defenses to protect the crown. In this scenario, the United States stands out as the toughest castle in the world. So, when someone asks, what would it really take to invade the United States? It opens up a fascinating conversation about how geography, demographics, and military strength come together to make the US one of the hardest countries to invade in modern history.
Absolutely.
But to understand why invading America is so difficult, we need to start with what makes invasions successful in the first place. Military historians point to several key factors: the element of surprise, manageable supply lines, and crucially, the ability to establish a foothold and expand from there. It just so happens that America's unique geographic position eliminates almost every advantage that has made invasions in the past possible.
Right.
Let's start with the most obvious barrier, the oceans. The United States sits between two of the world's largest bodies of water. The Atlantic Ocean stretches roughly 3,000 miles to Europe, while the Pacific spans an even more formidable 5,000 miles to Asia. But it's not just about distance. It's about what that distance means for a would-be invader.
Bro, you know we're going to see you, right? Like, once you pass Greenland, it's done for you, bro. Specifically if you're coming from that side, at least, right? And then also at the same time, understand what Norfolk, Virginia is, guys. We see you. Trust me, we're coming, right? We're going to strike you from like sitting in port, bro. Understand that. That's the reality of the scenario. Then also at the same time, look at California. We have multiple naval bases out there, guys. So just understand you're not going to make it in. And if you make it in, for example, into Canada, we're still going to see you. Okay? You make it into Mexico, we still see you way before you get to us. All right? So just understand, it's not the smartest thing in the world to even attempt any type of invasion, unless the invasion is coming from the inside. I don't know, like when Biden was in office. I'm sorry.
You see, modern naval warfare depends heavily on supply chains, fuel, and the ability to maintain communication across vast distances. Any naval force attempting to cross either ocean to invade America would be operating at the extreme limits of its logistical capabilities. Consider this. The D-Day invasion, one of the most successful amphibious assaults in history, involved crossing just 100 miles of the English Channel. Roughly speaking, it required approximately 156,000 Allied troops, around 5,000 ships, and months of preparation,
And that's
all
close.
supported by established bases in Britain.
Right.
Now imagine scaling that operation across 3,000 to 5,000 miles of open ocean,
Depending on
with
where
no
you're
friendly
fitting.
territory to stage from. The logistics behind such an invasion become even more daunting when you consider detection. Modern satellite surveillance, radar networks, and maritime patrol aircraft make it virtually impossible to move large naval forces without anybody noticing. Any invasion fleet would be spotted days, if not weeks, before reaching American shores,
You're not gonna make it,
giving
guys.
U.S. forces more than enough time to prepare defensive positions.
Right. Bro, we're hitting you hard. I just want you to know this right now. We're hitting you harder than you've ever been hit in your life, guys. That's just the reality of the scenario here. We're coming out with fighter jets, number one here. Aircraft carriers, number two here. Okay. Full-blown warships and battleships and all types of submarines. Guys, you're not making it. All right? Stay over there.
But what about launching an invasion from neighboring countries? After all, the United States shares borders with Canada and
Right.
Mexico. Surely that creates vulnerability, right?
No, it doesn't. At all.
Unfortunately for any invader, they're deeply integrated into American military and economic systems. Canada is a NATO member and one of America's closest security partners. Mexico, while not in NATO, has extensive military cooperation agreements with the US.
They have to.
And depends heavily on American trade.
Right.
For any hostile nation to use these countries as invasion routes, they would first need to conquer or coerce them. In other words, they would essentially have to launch two separate military campaigns before even reaching American territory.
And again, we would come to the rescue. Just understand this here. Like the level of how hard we will go if any of these insert any adversarial country, Russia, China, whatever it is, guys, right? Right. So understand this here. If you go and attack Canada, if you think that we're not going to come immediately to protect Canada from and get you out of this place, right? You're crazy. We're going to go really hard, bro. The same thing with Mexico. We do not want our adversaries that close to us.
This would require force projections of unprecedented scale and would trigger immediate American response.
Yep.
But let's imagine, hypothetically,
Okay.
that all of that somehow became possible. Even then, the geographic challenges are staggering. An invasion from the north would have to cross the Canadian Shield,
They're not going to make
a
it.
massive area of rocky terrain
They're not
and
gonna make it.
forests, then navigate the Great Lakes region. The US military could easily cut supply lines by controlling key transportation hubs like Winnipeg or Thunder Bay, effectively isolating any northern advance. From the south, invaders would face a large concentration of American military power. Recent deployments have placed thousands of American troops along the Mexican border. Any large-scale military movement would once again be detected immediately, and the attacking force would have to advance through some of the most challenging terrain in North America, including the Sonoran and Chihuahuan deserts. But here's where America's defensive advantages become even more pronounced.
Okay.
Let's say the invading force somehow established a foothold on American soil.
Guys, you do know we're like the most heavily armed people on earth, right? I mean, like I can tell you this right now. Probably on my street there are like 10,000 guns. I just want you to know this here, guys. Like everyone on my street has like a lot of them. I have 46 firearms, right? I just want you to know this here. I have bullets right next to me. Just understand how like I'm here, guys. You understand this, right? So imagine like we're the most heavily armed populace. As a matter of fact, I have another. Let's not show my guns. But listen. So the thing is that we're the most heavily armed populace, and generally we're super trained. If you're someone who is like a shooter, like you go for fun, right? You are a shooter, bro. All right. So our population knows how to shoot. We have a lot of guns, and we know how to use them. Okay, that's the reality, and I think that's what most people would probably not. Most invaders would not specifically expect here. Every American, specifically in certain places that actually love freedom, would absolutely. Right, stand up for their country, guys. Come on.
They would immediately confront what you could call a natural defensive line. The United States is essentially divided by a series of geographic barriers that would force any invading army to fight for every mile of advance.
Right.
The Rocky Mountain chain runs like a spine through the western part of the country, creating natural choke points that favor America. The Mississippi River system divides the country into distinct regions, each requiring separate river crossings under fire. Military history shows us how devastating river crossings can be. During the Civil War, battles like Fredericksburg and Antietam demonstrated the enormous casualties that result from forced river crossings against prepared defenses.
You're not going to make it.
Now imagine attempting such crossings against modern military technology. Precision artillery,
drones,
air support, and guided munitions, all directed by satellite surveillance and real-time intelligence. There is absolutely no shot of sustaining an invasion in this case. But perhaps America's most unique defensive advantage is its civilian population, specifically its relationship with firearms.
Guys,
the United States has the highest rate of civilian gun ownership in the world, with 120.5 firearms for every 100 civilians.
I'm telling you, guys.
To put that into perspective, Switzerland only has 27.58 firearms for every 100 civilians.
Oh, that's cute.
This creates a scenario that military planners would probably call a strategic nightmare. It's one thing to defeat a conventional army. It's different to occupy a territory where a significant portion of the civilian population is armed and more than likely hostile. History provides sobering examples of what this looks like.
Bro, we're hostile to other Americans when they step on our property. Bro, get off my land. All right? Listen, I bought this land. It's mine. I will protect my land regardless, bro. Listen, okay? Understand this. If we are that hostile to other Americans encroaching on our land, imagine when you start pulling up in some ridiculous vehicle with your army suit on, bro. Don't come to my door, bro. Castle Doctrine, 100%. Don't come to my door. Please not. Bro, I have no trespassing signs all around my house. Don't step on my property, bro. I don't like that.
The Soviets in Afghanistan, the Americans in Iraq, and various other occupations throughout the 20th century demonstrate that even the world's most powerful militaries struggle against determined civilian resistance.
America.
About 72% of American gun owners cite protection as their primary
absolutely.
reason for ownership,
Telling you.
suggesting a population already mentally prepared for defensive scenarios.
100%.
Then there's the simple matter of scale. The United States covers approximately 3.7 million square miles, making it the third largest country in the world by land area. It is larger than Australia, which has an area of about 2.9 million square miles. The US is more than twice the size of the European Union, which covers around 1.7 million square miles. Additionally, the US is roughly comparable in size to the entire continent of Europe, which has an area of about 3.9 million square miles. The distances involved are shocking from a military perspective. The distance from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles is about 2,700 miles.
Right.
In order to sustain any kind of invasion on America, the occupying force would need to maintain supply lines across these vast distances while facing constant harassment from both organized military resistance and civilian populations. Modern military thinking focuses on quick and decisive actions because long campaigns can get really expensive and hard to manage. Given the vast size of the United States, pulling off a rapid takeover is pretty much impossible, and keeping troops in place for a long time would cost a fortune. Consider the economic cost for America during the Iraq and Afghanistan campaigns.
Ridiculous.
Both campaigns involved far smaller territories and populations, but still cost the United States trillions of dollars over 2 decades.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens when each chair is like $10,000, right? And the screw specifically that's holding the chair together is also, a couple $1,000s. That's what happens, right? There were a lot of people that got rich, guys, for nothing.
The scale required to occupy a territory the size of America would dwarf these figures by orders of magnitude. Of course, there's one last factor: nuclear weapons. The United States maintains one of the world's largest nuclear arsenals. And American nuclear doctrine makes it clear that existential threats to the homeland would likely trigger nuclear response. This creates what is also known as mutually assured destruction.
Right.
Any conventional invasion large enough to threaten American territory would likely escalate to nuclear conflict long before achieving its objectives. This reality fundamentally changes the calculus.
Bro, those are some absolutely beautiful 50-year-old military vehicles
For any potential adversary that is thinking about invading America. So, to return to our original question, what would it really take to invade the United States? The answer to that question reveals why no serious military strategist considers a conventional invasion of America a viable option. It simply just wouldn't be worth it.
Right.
But what do you think?
Okay, let me tell you what I think. I don't really think that there's much of a chance that could actually happen here. Understand this here. I love my country. Flag behind me. Moderately a patriot. No, not moderately. I'm absolutely a patriot by all defaults here, guys. Right? So I don't really think that it's plausible. I do have a lot of faith in our ability to defend here. Listen, we have been all over the place with our record. You understand this here? All the stuff that we have, we are all over the place with our record. Truth be told here. All right, let's not lie to ourselves here. But I do think that we definitely have the ability to defend in a way that many other populaces do not have the ability to defend. Again, we are super armed as a society, super armed. Now, the places that, the big cities, they're gonna go first. I'm just gonna be honest here. These nope. They listen. They hit their foot on a wall and they're crying and going to the hospital. Those are those people there, guys. Right. But either way, that's not the point here. I don't really think that there's any real way, guys. I mean, I'm trying to think of a way that it could happen, but it would have to be something like EMP, like brownout, blackout type of scenario, paratroopers, or again, that's not going to work neither because we'll see you. Again, guys, I don't really think there's an option here. Truth be told, there's not really one. Leave us alone. Leave us over here, alone in our nonsense, guys, truth be told. But all right, listen, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. But again, the name of this channel a video came from is called The Battle Scope. Catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch? movies with me. I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry. Right? Listen, like and subscribe.